Hi, my name is Chris Yost, and I'm the story editor and head writer for Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I'm here to give you an exclusive look at characters and storylines from Season 2.
Our approach to adapting stories from the comics has been to figure out what was really cool and compelling about individual stories in the comics, figure out which stories, sometimes separated by generations, decades, in the comics could actually fit together and intertwine really well.
We do storylines from every era. We can really just try to pull from the best that comics have put out there. You know, if it's awesome, we're going to use it.
You will pay for this.
At the core of it, we're always trying to honor what was done in the pages of the books and to be really true to the spirit of both what happens to the characters and what makes those characters so great and so compelling.
We want to take the best of everything and create the best version.
And we get this really interesting mix of classic superhero-dom mixed with kind of modern sensibilities in storytelling.
We love the comics. Like, I've been reading them all my life. And to me, like, this show is the perfect way to kind of bring those stories to a new generation of kids.
The story of the first season is this group of 8 people learning that they can rely on each other and trust each other and work together and really be the world's premier superhero team.
In Season 1, we got to know all the players. We know Iron Man now, we know Cap, we know Thor, we know these people, we know them as a team. But in Season 2, we really kind of put them in the larger world.
In Season 1, the Avengers were dealing primarily with threats that were from our own world. They became Earth's mightiest heroes in the sense that they were protecting Earth from threats within.
So you get situations like the invasion of Kang's forces. You get situations like Ultron's attack on the world. And you see these things, and the Avengers really step in and save the day.
And in Season 2, it's opened up to the fact that now they're Earth's champions and they have to protect the world from threats that are coming from outside, from the galaxy at large. Season 2 really is going to be our cosmic season. We focus on a lot of big alien threats, so there's lots of other characters that you're going to see, lots of cool classic stories that you're going to get to see brought to life.
Ultron comes back, Kang comes back.
The advanced idea mechanics make their glorious return for science, and the Masters of Evil, of course, will be back for one last big shebang. We'll get to see another Kang storyline.
The worst is yet to come.
In Season 1, he foretold this invasion by alien forces.
I told you, Avengers, that I would save this world.
He let us know that it was coming way back then, and now at the beginning of Season 2, you're seeing it start to happen. You know, Kang was right, essentially. The world was going to be destroyed, and when he offered to protect us, we locked him up in a prison. So Kang is an interesting character that will have another great arc towards the later part of the season.
You wish to fight me? Then so be it.
But you're going to see new villains too, like the Kree and the Skrulls.
In Season 2, we turn this idea of the team being able to trust each other on its head. And we open with a story that fans of the comics might be familiar with called Secret Invasion.
There's a villainous group of aliens called the Skrulls.
These shape-shifting aliens that are out to take over the Earth.
And in Season 1, you see that, you know, key members of every organization on the planet are starting to be replaced. So you get, you know, Madam Viper is replaced in Hydra. So, you know, who else is out there?
What does it mean?
Nick Fury is one of the few people that has some information about what is actually going on. He has assembled his own team of people that are trying to prevent the world from being taken over.
The Avengers are going to start to catch wind of this, and all of that trust that they've built up just is gone. Because any one of them, at any time, could have been replaced by a Skrull, and they know it.
So we take this team, many of whom already have built-in trust issues, and have kind of gotten over that in Season 1. And now all of a sudden they're looking sideways at each other.
They don't trust you.
And it starts to pull the team apart.
You know, if you can't trust each other, how can you fight anything? And part of the journey of Season 2 is like bringing them back together.
You wanna go, Goldilocks? Let's go!
We have a great episode with Ant-Man, a return to Hank Pym. When we begin Season 2, he's no longer a member of the Avengers. And finding out how he's been coping with being off the team for a bunch of episodes. Whereas the rest of the team has this coming together, he's the guy that becomes pushed away from the team a bit more.
And something we've been kind of hinting at for a long time, you're going to see the first appearance of Doctor Doom in the series. And to me, Doctor Doom is like the quintessential villain of the Marvel Universe. The first thing I did in the show was basically drop a hint that he was going to be around. And this is where he actually comes in. So in our first episode in season 2, you get, kind of a guest starring role for the Fantastic Four as Dr. Doom kind of attacks everybody. Like the great villains like Kang and Zemo, he's got his own motivations, and then we find out why, and it's a pretty big reason.
And there's so much more in season 2 that I don't want to get into at this point because I would hate to spoil it for the audience. But there's just big stories down the road. There's a lot more great action to come.
For every one story we tell that's great, there's 100 more out there that are just waiting to be told, and we love them all.